Ladies and gentlemen, the call of the witch doctor. She is strong. So you must succumb to the voodoo. We are here again in Diablo 3, the Reapers of Souls, man. And we're continuing on with our playthrough with the witch doctor. Even with my bad accent. So, before we continue on, what's happened into the realm of the witch doctor? Well, we did get a couple of buffs with the patch 204 that just came out. So, mostly in the signature spells department. A lot of the signal target spells kind of got buffed. Corpse Spiders got buffed. Poison Dart got buffed. And even Firebomb actually got a little bit of a buff. All around, actually, not just the single targets. The single targets, I think, got more of a buff, but one thing they were looking at with witch doctors was not having much to do when we ran out of mana, thinking, well, you know, people try and make all these sustain builds because they don't want to run out of mana, because they don't like to use the primaries if they can avoid it, and that's understandable. It's kind of true. I happen to like spamming some of my primaries because I like some of these abilities. But they did give them a buff, which is nice. Now, the major change that we did receive is that to Haunt. Haunt, massive mana cost reduction. Used to be 200. You might go back just an episode or two and hear me talk about that. It's like this thing costs quite a bit. I didn't want to use Haunt in conjunction with some other spells because it was just such a huge mana spender. I could only put a couple out. I mean, I'm looking at having 750 mana, right? When it was back at 200... I could cast it 3 times maybe, and I'm out of mana. Now it's down to 50. That's pretty small. Not only that, but the damage has been changed. It's now 4,000 over 12. What we're seeing here is a tiny bit of a damage increase. I think about 90% weapon damage per second increase, which isn't really a bad increase. But the big thing here is that you'll notice it's over 12 seconds rather than, I think it was, just 6. So now it lasts like twice as long, and that means that with the mana cost reduction and the increased duration, I should be able to keep it out there for as long as I want. And it's not going to cost me. I like that. So we're going to give this a shot, see how it goes. Honestly, I'm actually tempted to see if I can't put something else as a spender on my bar. With this being so small of a cost, I could change some things around and put something else on as well, I think. I've got Wall of Zombies, I've got Mass Confusion. I'm really not sure what I would do, to be quite honest with you. We're going to go ahead and run with it. I'm going to go ahead and... It's allowing me to spam it, so we'll give that a shot. We are going to the Drowned Temple. We have Lyndon with us. So, since I'm going through his story real quick again, I don't think there's too much to recap with him. I'm going to go ahead and do my Lingering Spirit there. Alright, since I don't think there's too much to recap with him, so we're just going to go ahead and let him talk about his story real quick.
Where do you come from?
Kingsport, the city by the sea, home to the great merchant fleets and endless nets of reeking fish.
And your trade?
I am between jobs at the moment.
That is not an honest answer.
Nonsense. I am the most honest thief you will ever meet.
Why do I love that man so?
Seek 2 tombs in the woods beyond. The warrior's rest and the crypt of the ancients. Within them reside the keys to our sacred temple.
After you.
Isn't he ever the gentleman?
I don't care for these woods. Must we slog through them?
Yes, sadly, we must. We're going to go ahead and put some haunts out there.
Are these Alaric's people?
No, they are lost in madness.
Yeah, the cost of haunt is so negligible now. I'm just throwing it out there. It's not a big deal. Look at this, I'm just getting it out there without any problems. Alright, let's get the Jinx out there. I'm going to go ahead and do the confusion, try and get some dogs.
Bravo!
Had the potion already. Was not expecting that. Although, because of the reduced cost on Haunt, or just the use of Haunt in my build, really. It's I'm not putting out a lot of burst. It is primarily a dot build at this point. Yeah, this really changes up the way I'm going to consider Haunt in my builds. I'm probably going to put it in there as something I do with the other abilities. Like, honestly, Haunt, Locust Swarm, these kind of dots, these aren't the kind of abilities I would spam as a secondary. I really think, honestly, I would probably move things around. I would put Acid Cloud, Zombie Charger, maybe, as secondaries now. And put the Fire Bats and the Locust Swarms. Or not the Fire Bats, but the Locust Swarm and Haunt. Maybe put them down in Decay. I mean, that kind of makes sense to have Haunt and Locust Swarm down here because they're both abilities that have dots. Decay kind of has that feeling of, you know, you're trying to, that things are whittling down. And that seems like they'd be perfect. Spirit Barrage maybe even be a better fit for secondary at this point. I'm not sure where else you would put that.
Alaric says that our people can...
Alright, here we go. Let's get some mass hysteria out there. Dropping lots of frogs. And I've got 3 dogs. Excellent. I can spam Haunt now. I mean, look at this. I'm just going to keep holding it down, and it's going out there, and it's doing damage. You know, I don't have to keep casting it just because of how long it lasts. Yeah, I think at this point I need some kind of alternative secondary. I think Haunt is going to exist kind of in the same space that Locust Swarm does for me at this point. Okay, I'm going to move things around a little bit. I'm going to put Haunt over here. And I'm going to put Zombie Charger on again. I'm going to use the Poison one because of my gear, since I do have the Poison Bracer here. We're going to give that a shot. I basically took off the Wall of Zombies in favor of this build to see how it's going to work. So we'll go ahead and put these out there. You can see I can even cast Haunt on myself to kind of get the Haunt out there, put the Haunt on my body basically, and let it find a target on its own. That really seems like one of the best usages for it for me right now. Just kind of run up, let Haunt, leave me for whoever it needs to. Throw out as much zombie death as I can. When the zombie death is done, just throw out some toads.
I need the spirits aid me.
And of course the Jinx. Throw out the Jinx every now and then. Let's get some Haunts out on me. It looks like more than one Haunt can be on my body at one time. That's something I kind of want to try. Let's put a bunch of Haunts on me here. Let's see if they jump to the multiple targets here. Yeah, it looks like they do. Let's see if I can't find a bigger group. Yep, 2 enemies just got haunted. So I can just kind of sit here, spam Haunt on myself, and just run into a group of enemies. That's not bad. I kind of like this Lingering Spirit Rune then. Because it means I don't really have to try to hit the enemy. Anything that gets near me is going to get haunted unless I specifically target an enemy myself. So that's pretty cool. I like that. I think I like that. Alright, we're going to go ahead. Let's go through the...
searching for lost artifacts with Uncle Decker.
Such a relief that you're all grown up.
At least one of us is.
Oh, Lyndon. Are you hitting on Leah?
I do not have enough money.
Just be careful when you hit on her. I've heard she's high maintenance. She only goes for those things that are heavenly. Ugh. Yep, this is working out quite nicely.
Need more mana.
And I should hopefully level here in just a moment. Alright, yeah, I've pretty much used up all my mana at this point. Let's go ahead and get the confusion out there. It's not bad. This build can do a decent amount of damage with the zombie charger, of course.
I spent years exploring places like this with Uncle Deckard. This brings back memories.
There are so many places that we could explore together, Leah.
That's not exploration. It's a rescue mission.
I forgot. I really forgot that he was hitting on her all this time. And you only get that in these short areas where she's with you. That's... Oh, man. I've missed him. I have missed the Scoundrel. Seriously. Rescue mission. Yeah. He's not exactly subtle, is he? Subtle like a hand grenade.
The spirits grant me blessings.
The temple is open. Enter and defeat the guardians within. Although they are my brothers, they will seek your death when you enter.
Alright, well, here we go. I once called this skill pretty useless. Yeah. The new Hex rune. Actually, I do believe I once called it the most useless skill in the game! Right. Well, I don't know if it is anymore. I mean, it's not an ability I probably will use too much. So Angry Chicken transforms you into an Angry Chicken for 2 seconds. That can explode for 1,350% weapon damage as physical to all enemies within 12 yards. The damage is pretty upgraded at this point, so it is kind of nice. Now, one thing it can do is it increases your speed, I do believe. I'll be looking at that. As a matter of fact, I'm going to put it here because it doesn't allow me to jinx anymore. I'm going to use it as an escape move. Alright, under Terror, I've got Sacrifice. Once again, Pride. Gains 60 mana for each zombie dog you sacrifice. So, I will be going back to that, apparently. What do we have here? Bad Medicine. If I'm going to be running Bad Medicine rather than Haunt, as much as I like Haunt and the Lingering Spirit, it is kind of nice, I still really like the Locust Swarm a little bit better. Let's just go ahead and get the Pestilence one so it spreads quickly. Pretty much the highest costing ability I have is really what I want to use if I'm going to be getting mana back with Sacrifice. And that is, let me see, Acid Cloud at 175. What else do I have? I think that's, other than that, or the bats, really.
Aren't adventurers supposed to, I don't know, do some adventuring?
That's really it. I mean, we have 175 here, and then with
You know, I have some important deals happening soon. I could go take care of those and come back later.
well, you're not getting away. Don't think about that. Alright, I could go Plague Bats, right? Because I could use the chicken in order to get into combat, or out, should I need it. Get into combat, blow up, use the bats. Not sure I want to do that. I think I kind of either want to stick to the Charger or Cloud. I think I'm going to go with the Cloud. Let's go back to that. Let's do the Blob. Alright, let's take a look. Oh, right, I have Sacrifice. I need zombie dogs. Oops! Oops. Dee. Oh, right. Let's get rid of the toads. What do I want? 2 times poison darts. I do have poison damage. The corpse spiders do more damage now, so I'm thinking I might give them another try. I'll go ahead and go back to leaping spiders, give them a shot, see how they feel with more damage. Horrify, Spirit Walk, Soul Harvest spells.
I used to love traveling.
I don't really have much of a defense, do I?
Was it different then?
What did we get? We got Rush of Essence. Spirit spells return 100 mana over 10 seconds. That's pretty nice. Oh, you know what I might do then? Because I kind of like... I'm going to have to use it. Maybe I'll use that on the next one, because I really like Rush of Essence, and I like combining that here with Spirit Barrage, especially with... what is it? This one here, Spirit is Willing. You can really use that pretty much infinitely. Maybe, you know what? Maybe I'll do it now. I'll do it now. Yeah, let's do this. Spirit is Willing. We're going to put it on here. As Decay, Decay, Decay. Alright, Spirit Barrage, Spirit is Willing. I may not even need that, actually. Especially since I'm doing the dogs with the mana. Let's do this. Rather than that, I will do Well of Souls. It's 3 spirits will seek out enemies and deal damage as cold. So there, we get a little more damage out of that. We will be doing, rather than Locust Swarm, we'll put the dogs there, I think, so that we can keep the Gargantuan as well. Actually, you know what? No, let's replace it. We'll get rid of the Gargantuan in favor of the dogs. Let's just do that. I feel like doing that. Alright, especially since I'm using the chicken, let's use Lifelink. There we go. Alright, so I have dogs. I can sacrifice dogs. I have my spirits. Now, it's not going to do much for me until I actually hit an enemy. We're going to go ahead and go into that now. I think we will take... It's either this... What is this? Acid Cloud, Corpse Spiders. Acid Cloud's pretty much the only one. I do like having this... Let's just replace them for now with Rush of Essence. Okay. Blob Bomb. Sacrifice for mana, so we'll just go ahead and try it out.
I need mana.
And of course I didn't have the rune ready. What a noob. Alright. Let's take a look at the chicken for real quick. So let's see if I'm right about movement speed increase. So 1001. So about 1 second I can get about 3 sections of this. So let's go. Wow. You move pretty quick. And you can blow it up early if you want. So I can use that as an escape skill. I can pop the chicken, run away, or I can run into combat if I so desire.
Look at this architecture. This predates the Sin War.
I can teach you more about sin.
Please
Really? Really? He went there?
I do not have mana. Strike.
Yeah, see, I'm doing pretty good with mana when I use this ability. You can see that my mana is basically jumping up pretty quickly there. If I need mana, I can sacrifice the dogs. Let's go ahead and get in there. Do a bit of damage. Pop the bombs here. There we go. It's got bad medicine, so I want to make sure I'm still putting down either the Acid Cloud or make sure that Locust Swarm is up. So let's go ahead and Locust Swarm him. We're going to let that spread out. Whee! Oh, that's hilarious. I don't get mana back very quickly. As a matter of fact, it's kind of a wash when you look at it. It's taking about as much mana as it is... Uh-oh. Get away! Yeah, it's about equal, what I'm using and what I'm taking here. Actually, it's starting to go down when you look at that.
I have been healed.
Well, if I had a little bit more mana regeneration, that would probably work. So right now, I probably have to do Spirit is Willing.
Give it back to her.
What are you talking about?
Give it back.
Fine. Here, Leah. Your ring.
How did you...
There's a lot more interactions with him than I remember.
Your strength.
All right, before we head off to Wortham, it looks like Miriam actually has some things to talk about. Dark visions.
Vile things transpire even as we speak. I see a town in flames, and an old friend paying the ultimate price to reveal the truth.
Your riddles sound familiar to my ear.
Oh, do you have the sight as well?
No, never mind.
She befuddles even my witch doctor. I'm not sure how to take that.
Please! Your family's hiding in the chapel with the rest of the
Don't run off! You'll get yourself killed!
He's made his choice. Now we make...
Well, that cut out early. That's kind of a shame. Right. So far, everything is working out very well. Popping the blob bomb for some AoE. Pretty much getting my mana back with using the Spirit Barrage.
Fools! You cannot keep the sword from me!
This is bad.
My servants will burn this town to ashes!
Yeah, this is highly sustainable. I kind of like this Spirit Barrage. I can see myself making a build with it sometime. It's just right now, I'm not sure if I like it enough to, say, cancel out using any of my other skills, especially, say, like poison ones or anything like that. Alright, I'm going to douse this guy in a bunch of poison and get my mana back. Sacrifice doesn't seem to give me all my mana back. What does it give me? 60 for each dog. That's 3 dogs. 180? Yeah, that's not a lot, really. Honestly, yeah, this sacrifice that gives back mana seems like it gives a very small amount for what it does. I mean, you have to sacrifice your dogs. You lose... And if I lose all 3 of my dogs... Actually, I'm getting kind of close to losing them, so what I'm going to probably do here is go ahead and pop them now. And get them back. Alright, let's get past these guys, blow up the chicken. I mean, if I'm getting close to losing the dogs, I can kind of see that working. But I certainly wouldn't want to blow them up to, like, get the mana back, because I just don't get enough mana back from it. It just doesn't seem to be that great of a skill as a mana return.
The people in the chapel need my help. I'm going on ahead.
It is strange that you waste your time in pursuit of women.
Waste? Time is scarcely better spent.
But you stay with none of them.
I've only found one worth keeping, but she slipped away from me.
I see. You bother women to ease the sting.
Well, no. Sometimes they should bother me.
Brave face, Lyndon, brave face. I get you. I got you, wink.
It's your choice, Cain. Either use your heraldric arts to repair the sword, or your dear Leah dies a horrible death.
But how do you expect me to put a sword together? I'm not a blacksmith, nor do I have a forge or an anvil. I think you want hatred. Ow, the butt of... Oh, that tickles a little bit, actually. It's kind of funny. Nothing like this could ever kill old Herodrum like me. No.
This round. But if the sword cannot be mine, I'll claim the one it's bound to. In the end, the blade shall be mine.
Uncle.
Oh no, please don't take him. No, it's okay. No, I'm fine. See? I'm going to get up. I'm going to be fine. See? Look. I can even actually I forged a sword. How the hell did I do that? I could teach Hadrig a thing or two. Maybe he could forge some legendary equipment with me at his side, and together we shall go forth and slay all the demons. Yes, I'm feeling spry. I think I'll lay down and take a nap. Not die. Not dying. Ah, shit.
Sorry, I couldn't resist. It had to be done. Cain wouldn't... No. I miss you, Cain. Already. You know, I'm going to say I'm going to miss traveling around with Leah, because it was rather amusing what her and Lyndon would get up to here. Speaking of her and Lyndon, let's go ahead and give him a little bit of conversation before we talk to Miriam, shall we?
You are a skilled fighter.
My brother taught me when we were younger. He thought the crossbow was the best weapon for me, since it would give me time to run away if I botched things too badly.
Where is he now?
Oh, he's still in Kingsport. I expect he'll be there a good long time.
Cain was a good man, who saw beyond what his eyes showed him. This world is made poorer by his loss.
Magda sent him to the unformed land too soon. She will regret it.
I am not usually one for vengeance, but in this instance, I hope you make her suffer.
Alright, before I head out to the caverns of Araneae, time to look at some of the gear I've picked up along the way. So we've got a belt here that's not any better because I have a legendary belt. I've got a amulet, which doesn't do too much for me, but Lyndon doesn't have one. It has physical damage and some vitality on it. Might help him out. Let's kind of see if it shows his damage go up any. It's at 378 right now. 380. Not bad. Cold resistance ammo, won't be using that. Let's go ahead and salvage what we can here. Alright, here we go. Some braces. Physical skills deal more damage. I'm losing the poison damage. I am gaining some vitality, though, and critical hit chance. So my damage goes up by 2%. Now, granted, the way I look at this is if I'm using poison skills, my damage is going to go down. But I am, right now, using Spirit Barrage as a primary source of damage. So it's not that bad. Nothing that's physical. Maybe the dogs would get something out of it because of the life link there. They are considered physical. So I think we can do that. So I'm losing maybe 4% damage on that. That's okay. I think overall I'll benefit from it just because the overall damage increase is nice. And it really helps considering I'll be shifting my build a lot. Alright, two-handed crossbows. I forget. He does use... Yes. Okay, what is this? This is a 103 with poison damage. This is an 80. Neither one of them has dexterity, so if I put this on, it should increase his damage. Yep, 503. Excellent. So he's at a third of my damage. Now, if only I could find some items with dex, he'd probably be alright. Okay, boots are not giving me anything. Now, there, I find an item with dex, but it's boots, not anything that Lyndon can use. Alright, we'll get rid of that. The helm, not any better than the legendary I'm wearing. Neither is that. Although here we have a source that is kind of nice. So it looks like we get damage, intelligence, vitality, and crit hit chance, which is very nice. It's even on the crit hit chance. Definitely more more intelligence, and the vitality is very nice as well. So we'll go ahead and grab that. Even though that had a gem in it, this is ultimately better. And the armor, not as good. Okay. So we're looking all right. Let's get rid of that belt as well. We don't need it. Shall we do a little bit of crafting before we head off? Kind of do crafting mid-game here rather than at the end. See what we've got. I've got an axe with 113. Of course, that's because it has a socket. Level 34 axe. Let's see. That is this one then, the 46. All right, let's see what we've got. Anything better than that at this point? I don't think so. The mojo is not any better. All right, we're good here. Now, how about any of these? I can make a belt, of which I only have one of these brimstones right now, so I can't do that. The boots I can make. That would be a bit better. How am I sitting on materials? I've got 26 of these tiers. I've got the breeze. I'm doing pretty good, actually. I can start making a lot of items, including the helmet and gloves, with how many I have, it would appear. So I can get this up. I'm going to lose... Yeah, I don't mind losing sacrifice, actually. Let's go ahead and craft. We'll make one pair of boots. Bracers are right around the same level, so that's good. Looks like the armor will be better for me. So we'll go ahead and make that. Alright, the gloves, most definitely. And that takes 6, so we'll make that. Helmet. How is this? That is... Well, it looks like it could be better, but I'm going to go ahead and keep the legendary for now. Can't make the pants. I don't have the brimstone. The Scoundrel's token is level 32. So what did I give him? What is this? That is level 32. Okay, so that's about the same. We won't make that. Shoulders. It's right on the low end. I think I'll keep it, so we're good there. Alright, so I did find some items here, or crafted some items. I lose... It looks like I'm going to lose some intelligence here. It would give me toughness and healing, though, because of the regeneration. It does have increased movement speed. Well, let's see what everything else rolls. That is a loss of 1.5 because of the gems. Gives me Grasp of the Dead damage, though, which can be nice. Yeah, overall, I'm kind of losing damage on these. Gloves are a pure upgrade, so we'll go ahead and grab those. I'm losing too much damage, I think, on this one for that to be worth it. Now, this one is kind of even damage to toughness. So I could go ahead and lose some of the damage to get the toughness and, of course, the healing. Although the healing is just life after kill. Oh, it is health globes and potions, actually, as well. So that's not too bad. Since it is life after kill, though, I don't think the healing... I kind of consider the healing a wash there. I'm not one that really cares for... I don't really care for the life after kill. It can be useful, especially in large groups of cannon fodder. But I like to have something a little more sustainable for boss fights. At least that's my personal preference. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to probably get rid of these two. I don't think I want to use those two. Alright, there we go. Let's go ahead and take a quick look. Not too much different there, really. The Witch Doctor. Alright, we're going to go into the caverns of Araneae.
Are we certain we want to go through these caves? Something is not right here.
That is precisely I'm certain I want to go through these caves. Because it's not right. We will make it right.
I need mana.
Right, I am not too far off getting a level, I think, which is good. Because I'm going to want it to get rid of some of these skills. I'm not caring for a lot of the skills I'm using right now. Angry Chicken, just it's much better than I gave it credit for. You know, certainly. I can't call it the most useless skill anymore, especially since I can use it for flight purposes.
Not ready yet. I have been...
Yeah, kind of need some of these health globes. Yeesh. I don't have any real healing skills right now. I'm pretty much just trying to do as much damage as I can to survive, especially since Jinx won't heal me. It also kind of puts me into harm's way, really, in a way. So I should hopefully ding with the... I don't think I will, actually. It's about 5%. I think I need a bit more before... I don't think this creature will do it. Let's go ahead and find out here. Spirit Barrage for days, I'm telling you. It's really nice. I'd like to try some more builds with that. Again, in the future. Right now, this is working, but it's really just to test the passive, and I'll probably go back to something else.
The spirits smile upon you.
Alright, good. Finally, level 37. Cloud of Insects for Locust Swarm, so we'll get to keep that. Spirit Barrage has a new rune called Phantasm. Big Bad Voodoo, Rain Dance. Okay, so I'm going to change my cooldown. Alright, let's get rid of Sacrifice. Don't care for that. Alright, what are we doing? Locust Swarm. Actually, let's go ahead and clear everything off. Make this a little bit easier.
I just stepped in something.
You. Alright, for Decay, Spirit Barrage, Phantasm. It summons a Spectre. It deals 675% weapon damage as cold over 5 seconds to all enemies within 10 yards. You can have up to 3 of them up at one time. This is kind of nice, but it is definitely not the kind of skill I would use it for. I mean, you can see here, this is what it is. It puts these things down. I can have up to 3 of these at one time. It's nice AoE, but of course it is stationary. It is kind of like Grasp of the Dead. And since I did get Grasp of the Dead upgraded, I believe, did I use that? I think I did. No, maybe I didn't. Alright, nope, I didn't. Alright, but I'm thinking I can combine that with Grasp of the Dead. We are also getting Big Bad Voodoo, Rain Dance. The ritual restores 250 mana per second while standing in the ritual area. So that's really nice to combine with some of the greater mana spenders. Alright, what am I going to do here? I'm going to go back to the Sycophants, I think. And we will definitely get some spenders here. Let's see, I'm going to put that here for now. Big Bad Voodoo there. Alright, looks like I'm also combining this with Locust Swarm. We are getting Cloud of Insects. Increases the duration of the swarm to deal 2,080 weapon damage over 16. Alright, so let's compare. It's 1040 over 8 compared to 2080, so it's double damage over double duration. So really, Cloud of Insects is not a major change. It's the same damage per second, but it's over a longer duration. So I can put down the locusts and know that they're not going to drop off for a long period of time. So we're going to have several dots going off. We're going to have the Locust, we're going to have the Spirit Barrage, and I'm going to have the Big Bad Voodoo. Now, what I need here is, I think I'm going to do it this way. I need a massive spender, though, because of the Voodoo. And I think it's going to end up going back to either Acid Cloud or Charger. Almost think it's going to go back to Zombie Charger. How much is this per second? 250 per second. How fast can I cast this? Let's find out. Go back to Undeath for now. Okay, so I can cast it. It's pretty slow. Alright, how about Acid Cloud? Let's kind of go back and find out there. Not bad. Not bad. I think that might work. So I'll go ahead and stick with the Acid Cloud. I need some protection, so I guess I could do Dogs or Gargantuan. Gargantuan give me 2 of the Voodoo. Am I missing some categories? I'm missing Terror, and I am missing Defense. Now this is going to keep me from getting health, is the downside. Because that's mana. Something to give me health. Do I maybe use the Dogs for lifelink? Or do I not go with any pets at all? That would certainly make things interesting, not going with the Dogs. I would just put down a bunch of damage around me. And maybe I could use Hex to keep myself healed up. You know what? Let's try it. Let's try something without the Dogs. This could be interesting. Alright, Hedge Magic. And as my primary... Well, I never did get around to it. Let's try the Leaping Spiders, since they did get buffed. So, here we go. A petless Witch Doctor build with plenty of dots with the Barrage and the Locust Swarm. Let's give it a go. We're going to give it a go. Alright, let's go ahead and put out the Voodoo. Let's...
I do not have enough mana.
Alright, stacking up the damage here with the Spirit Barrage. This is taking some getting used to. Put down the Barrage, put down the Locust. Drop a bunch of spiders, so we're going to put down the Locust. Barrage, get the Jinx out. This is a build I would probably only attempt with a good amount of life return.
Need more time.
So I'm going to keep him up as much as I possibly can. Because the enemies are going to come up and hit me. They really have nothing to stop them from coming and hitting me. I don't think this is going to end up working. I think I'm going to have to forego the hedge magic. Forego the healing. So, yeah, because they're just going to come up right on me. And granted, I'm kind of dealing with that right now. It's not really too big of a deal. But I'm not super survivable, and this is not an ability that I can really kite with very well. Especially with, if I'm kiting, then Spirit Barrage isn't going to do me much good. If I'm constantly running, then they're just going to run through that. It doesn't slow like Grasp of the Dead does, so it lacks the benefits of Grasp of the Dead. So with that, let's see. I really think I'm just going to put the zombie dogs on. I really think that'll do it. That will help keep them in place. The Gargantuan is nice. But with 3 dogs, it's more chances that the enemy will hit the dogs rather than go after me. The Gargantuan can only really hit 1 target. So we'll go ahead and put that underneath him. I didn't use the swarm because I didn't really need to on that one. Alright, let's go ahead and get the locusts out there, get a few more. Why did that happen?
Need more mana.
It's kind of working. The one downside, of course, is that we are looking at some pretty expensive spells with Locust Swarm and Acid Cloud. Of course, Locust Swarm is kind of intended with this build more for larger groups, so I don't have to put it on every pull. I can throw down the Barrage and have that be it. And that seems to work for it. Now, if I need to spam, I can spam the cloud after I've gotten everything out there. And, of course, when I pop the Voodoo, that would probably be the biggest point right there, is popping the Voodoo, popping the Barrage, popping the cloud. Oh, here we go. Okay, we've got a pack coming in. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is we're going to go ahead and get the insects out there. Oops. And we're going to go ahead and pop the Voodoo. Go ahead and spam it. I'm going to put down a bunch of the Barrages as well. You can see my mana not really in danger of dropping here. I'm kind of popping all the ground-based AoEs that I can do. It's not bad, and the spiders are doing an okay amount of damage. I still don't think it's a skill I overly care for, though. Did I hit a goblin? I must have. Well, that's kind of a shame, isn't it? Yeah, see, I can pop down kind of one of each. I don't even have to spam the cloud. I can kind of put one or two down because of the blob bomb. and let it do its damage. Now, I don't ever really want to be just kind of sitting there at full mana. That's just a waste in and of itself, but you can see there, it's doing decent damage when I can get the Barrage underneath the enemy, because I can stack that 3 times. So, I mean, that's a lot of damage going under one small space when I do that. That seems to be kind of the intent of this build. Just to pop down a whole bunch of stuff. Just do a whole bunch of damage in one spot here. Just kind of like so. Pop the Blob Bomb. And even the Locust. You can see that seems to be working out. As long as the dogs can keep them distracted, it's going to work. Of course, the downside is that if they die, or certain elites, you know...
My mistress has accepted me. Come close and feel her loving embrace.
Can I not? This land is indeed not kind to men. Okay, popping everything down. There's lots of spiders. Alright, I think killing her is going to be a good spot here, and I'm probably going to end up shifting the build out after I take her out.
It appears we're not alone in here.
Please help me. It's horrible. She sucks the innards from her victims. Oh, no. No. It's too late. I hear her. The Spider Queen is coming.
Spider Queen.
Alright, pop 3 of these things down, get that down. Alright, let's go ahead and do it. Popping as much damage underneath her as possible. Wow. Took the entire big bad Voodoo just to get her down to 25%. That's a shame. So, yeah, boss monsters on Master still have quite a bit of health. But I'm not too concerned about it so far. So we get a lot of the damage underneath her. Continue to spam as much as possible. Of course, get the Locust on her as well. Yeah, there she goes. She's running off. This isn't too bad. I mean, I can see some of these abilities possibly working in dot builds. I just don't think I really personally care for Spirit Barrage. I mean, it does put a nice area damage underneath the enemy, but it is just one of those things that they can run through. I mean, if I'm going to put something on the ground, I'd rather it be something like Grasp of the Dead, where it's going to sit there and actually slow them down. Make it so they can't do anything. I mean, yeah, that's nice, and it's a pretty good chunk of damage, but I could be using Spirit Barrage for something else.
Hurry. I can't hang here like this a moment longer. I'll go mad.
Why do I get the feeling that there are more cultists here?
Because there are always more cultists, always. Alright, I'm going to shift this up a bit. This is definitely... I'll have to look at what I've got. Take a look at some of the skills. And kind of come up with something. Something a little more interesting. I don't know if I want to go with either the Acid Cloud or the Zombie Charger. I like both. They have both been very useful in each of the builds that I've had while playing this. Of course, it helps if I teleport to the right location, doesn't it? Alright, so before we end it, once again, we'll take a look at the items that we've found, see if there's anything useful, and look at what's available to craft. Alright, offhands are not better, weapons not better, that's a one-hander, no, shoulders not better. Alright, well, that was pretty quick, wasn't it? Alright, pretty sure there's not much different going on here. 46 axe. Yeah, not much different here. Looking at the armors once again. Actually, we'll go ahead and make the boots one more time. And we'll make the armor one more time. I think that will do it. Okay, let's take a look. Oh, damage increase, toughness reduction, intelligence, movement speed, spirit barrage, damage increase. Oh, well, we'll have to see. Maybe I'll continue to use spirit barrage after all. It depends. Alright, and that doesn't appear to be much better to me. Grasp of the Dead with some intelligence on it. I could put an intelligence gem in it. It's still going to be a little bit less, and the toughness is still going to be less. So, alright, no, that's looking like that'll do it then. Okay, ladies and gents, one more look at the Witch Doctor with his items. Just went through the Spita Queen's caverns. I'm going to completely restructure this, take a look at it, but it's not too bad. Still loving my Witch Doctor. It's just he has so many options, it really is kind of difficult to really pin down which one thing I really want to work with and what I like. I like my pets, I like making a pet build, I like my dots, but I don't know if I like going dot heavy. I liked being a dot class in, say, World of Warcraft with the Warlock, but I don't know if I like it so much in this. I think I like maybe more of the burst. We'll have to see. Alright, thank you very much for watching, ladies and gentlemen. Until next time.